Is brought to you by Bond Financial Services, your success, our passion, Belacqua Mineral Water, the new generation mineral water, as well as myjoyonline.com. Tonight we are live from the studios here at Multi TV, also live on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, politically enigmatic, a perfect description for a man who has dominated the country's politics for the better part of the last 3 decades. In his characteristic, unpredictable style, President Rawlings has ended speculation and conjecture about his future political move. He has agreed formally and actively to join the NDC campaign for the December elections. Now, Joy News has learnt Mr. Rawlings took the decision following a crunch meeting with party executives today. Now, let's hear aide to ex-president Kofi Adams.
If they so feel the need for his involvement, and now what structure Niyama, now what to say, I'm sure that he will find what he can do from the structure of the campaign. What better? I will also personally do what I can do. Yamutu within the week, I'll be touching base with some of the regions to see what contribution we all can make to the effort of the parties and the flag bearers' chances. So far, what we describe as a sister party, and that Nyamabia Anko Yinti Oma only leads to the formation of the party, the National Democratic Party, or to do someone there. There were very credible NDC candidates, or someone there. Them are omo jeno, omo yi, and now omo withdraw omo candidates for some yeno. Your credible NDC candidates for all.
Now, the former president's office has issued a statement on this particular development. I'm joined in the studio right now by Elton John Brobe. He's been studying that statement and joins me with details. Elton, so what exactly are they saying?
So, Evan, this is unedited. It says, I am deeply touched by your plea that I overlooked the deep problems our party has encountered since 2009 and joined the campaign trail. I have in recent public statement expressed my desire to see the NDC win the election, and I've also expressed the feeling that John Mahama has brought some sense of hope to the NDC. Now, what has really given me hope, however, is the fact that you, as former chiefs of our party, have noted with concern the challenges that encounter our party and which cannot be wished away simply by the possibility of an electoral victory. Now, as a party, we have failed in several aspects of governance, particularly with respect to offering confidence to the people that they will receive justice at all times. I need not delve into the details because you are aware of these and I've started them several times over. Now here is a plea. We may, however, have to call on our dear brothers and sisters in the NDP, the party leadership and the membership to consider seriously withdrawing parliamentary candidates from the constituencies where the NDC has credible candidates. And he says, I hope...
And that is addressed to who exactly?
To the National Democratic Party.
The NDP?
Yes.
Because he was on the NDP's platform when the wife was confirmed as the party's flag bearer.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's saying that the parliamentary candidates should consider withdrawing from the race so that the NDC can have a field day. Now he ends by saying that I hope to play my part in this election period. I am 4 years older than I was in 2008, and all the exertion plus my international roles mean I am a tired man. I was hoping to retire after the last election, but unfortunately, things did not fall in place the way they should have been.
I see. Elton, thank you very much for that. Let's get on the phone lines now and speak to political science lecturer with the University of Ghana, Dr. Bosman Asare. Thank you, sir, for the time here on Top Story. Now, is this good or bad news for the NDC?
Yeah, good evening to you and good evening to your listeners. I think it's good news for the NDC. This is something they have been hoping for several years. So if it has come to pass, definitely it must be a good news for them.
Why would this be good news? Because we know that former President Rawlings, indeed, last month was on a campaign, indeed was championing the cause of another flag bearer, specifically that of the NDP. Doesn't he have a credibility problem that might you know, go against the NDC if indeed he's found on the NDC's campaign?
Yeah, certainly there is a credibility issue. But one of the things we must understand is that Rawlings is one of the best campaigners we have in this particular country. So if he has made a U-turn and he has decided that he wants to join the NDC again, I think it's a major boost. But we must also understand that there are several ramifications. For example, he is making the point that the arrival of President John Mahama has brought some life, has brought some revival to the NDC. So that basically means that when Mills was there was no life in the NDC. So you are now trying to tell people who supported Mills whilst he was alive that maybe Mills was the problem. So that can also have some negative implications as far as the support base of those people are concerned.
But also, for people who've been listening to him on the NDC's campaign trail, they'll have a hard time believing if Mr. Rawlings says, vote for the NDC, won't they?
Yes, certainly they would. And one thing we must also understand, Evans, is that when you look at it critically, I certainly think that most people have made up their minds who they are going to vote for already. So Rawlings joining the campaign is going to be a major boost. He's going to resurrect, he's going to revive the base of the NDC. But as to whether that will be enough for the NDC to win the elections, that is something we cannot tell.
Now, interestingly, today, the wife of Mr. Rawlings has also been on the airwaves talking about why it's important to vote the NDC out of power. He will have a challenge managing that particular conflict in his own home because, indeed, he's been on the NDP's platform before championing the cause of the wife. Do you see that as a challenge going forward?
No, certainly that's a challenge. And you know, Rawlings and Nana Konadu have been together. They've been doing several things together. But it seems like at this time they have some differences on this particular issue. But I know the good people of Ghana will give us the best judgment come December 7th. There are people who are going to be excited because Rawlings is back. It's going to energize them to cast their vote for President Mahama. But as I indicated, we still have a long way to go. I think this election is going to be a dogfight. The two parties will go all out to make sure that one of them can win at the first round. So I don't know if Rawlings' arrival is enough to change the tables in the favor of NDC. And this is something we must give some time to be able to get to that level.
I want you to hold on briefly for me because I want us to play a bit of what Nana Konadu has been saying today on the airwaves. Take a listen.
Yes, corruption.
We complained about poverty. We said the country is corrupt. We wanted change, and eventually we changed the previous government. And we are faced with the same terrible situation. We have to change this government again. If the people are suffering, they would change their mind. The people would assess their lives and cast their ballot. Is the country being run well? The public must really assess the difficulties in their lives and vote.
And you had former First Lady Nana Konadu Rawlings. We're expecting shortly to be speaking to the spokesperson for the president himself because indeed the former president will be joining his campaign once today is over because he's announced that he's going to do so. I still have with me on the line Dr. Bosman Asare. We heard that. Now the question I want to ask is, how should the NDC use Mr. Rawlings on the campaign platform? Should he be put front and center, or should he take a more back row responsibility?
I think that based on the things that have been going on, Rawlings' statements alleging some deep corruption within the party and Rawlings turning back to say that he now wants to be part of the system he condemned. So that will be very difficult for Rawlings to be at the front lines. But again, they must make sure they put him at places where they are already very strong to make them more effective in that particular area. So places like Volta region and elsewhere where they know they are going to get most of their votes from them, that's where I think they should be able to use Mr. Rawlings. Because, as I said, many Ghanaians have made up their minds already. They know who they are going to vote for. They know based on the issues about corruption, about education. All these issues are on the table. So the people, I think they have made up their mind. So I think Rawlings' presence may not make that much of a difference in this particular election.
That is your verdict, that yes, he's joined a campaign, but it's not going to significantly improve the fortunes of the NDC.
No, I don't think so. I don't certainly think so.
I see. Thank you, sir, for your time here on Top Story. That's Dr. Bossman Asare. He is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. We're expecting indeed to speak to the spokesperson for the president, but we don't have him now. But you want to join us on Newsnight because we'll bring you that interview and also be speaking to other members of the NDC and also hear directly from the aide to the former president. I'm talking about Kofi Adams. Also, you want to join the Joy News channel at 8 o'clock. They'll also have more on this for you. My name is Evans Mensah. Top Story is brought to you by Bond Financial Services, also by Belacra Mineral Water, as well as my joyonline.com. We will be live also right now to the venue for tonight's vice presidential debate across networks, on TV, on radio, and online. Okay, I'm told that the news will be at 6 today, not 8. Okay, so you want to stay tuned and listen.